All that's left now is to cover the M task, so I'm very quickly going to run through what you need to do to complete M1. And don't forget, it's a merit task, so it's more challenging. It's not just explaining what's been explained to you, it's showing understanding. And that's going to lead to you being able to develop ideas from what you've learned. So we've covered the different stages, and we've also covered a number of different models that you can see at the bottom there, a number of different development models. So from that, let's look at what the overview for the M1 task is, and it's comparing and contrasting different application development models. This is as it appears in the specification, but I've broken this down so it's more digestible here. And let's look at this in more detail. The first step is that you need to consider the similarities and the differences between the different models we've looked at. So we're talking about RAD, spiral, waterfall, and so on. In addition to that, you need to explain how these models are appropriate for different types of projects. So, let's break this down further into what you actually need to do. Number 1, describe each model in detail in the same way as you did for waterfall for P1. Don't repeat what you wrote for P1 for waterfall. Focus on RAD, incremental, spiral and agile, and do a description of each project and the stages and how they're applied for each project. From that, discuss the advantages and the disadvantages of each product after you've actually described them. Then, for each model, describe one methodology that it's similar to. So for example, you could talk about the agile methodology being similar to the spiral because it follows the same sort of pattern, and then talk about how and why it's different. Having done that, then you need to talk about what kind of projects these different models suit. And these are the sorts of areas you should be looking at. The size of the project, the length of the project, the amount of time it'll take to complete the project, that is, the budget, how much will this project cost to complete, what's the difference between a £10 million project and a £3,000 project, how complex is the project, level of ambiguity, is it clear, are the user requirements clear for the project? And to what extent are the user requirements clear and fixed, and are they known up front? And is this stable? In other words, is it likely to change over time? And all of these factors are going to influence which methodology, which project methodology you're actually going to choose. Also look at the extent to which the people are required at a given time, and also how experienced the people need to be who are going to be taking part in your project, helping to build it, helping to code it, and so on. So, you should be talking about the individual models, describe them, talk about the advantages and the disadvantages, and then go on and compare them. X is like Y, but not like Z, because ... and then go on and talk about what type of project it is that suits each methodology. There's a lot to do for this M task.